Good morning, beloveds. I'm not sure I'm awake yet. Like, I woke up, I went for a walk, I'm not sure I'm awake. We were watching the finals of women's weightlifting. No thank you. No thank you. All right, so we are starting. Oh, sorry, front of the book. Science of Mind text. We're in part 5. We are in From the Teaching of Jesus on 449. We are starting at the very bottom. Okay, it says, to him who hath shall be given. Matthew 13:12. Whosoever hath, to them shall be given, and they shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from them shall be taken away even that with which they have. I don't like that Bible quote. I don't understand that Bible quote. Fortunately for me, Ernest is about to give us an explanation of what he thinks it means. So let's see what it means. This certainly sounds like a very hard saying, and is most discouraging to one who has not fathomed the depths of its meaning. We appear to have little enough, and to have this little withdrawn from our small possessions seems more than we can bear. And for us to feel that those who already have are to receive more sounds unfair, right? I agree with him. It really sounds, what? Okay, but now this is what Ernest has to say. Let us examine this saying in the light of an understanding of the law of cause and effect, that subtle reality which lies hidden in the creative power of the person's mind. Unless one conceives of themselves as possessing good things, they will not possess them. From the objective world of such a one, even that which they have will be taken away. This is but another way of stating the law of cause and effect, that immutable principle which generates all things. All right. Now, the next section is the concept of a successful person. So that's why I wanted to wait and do this one today. But I kind of see where he's going now. And it makes sense. It's like, if you see the world as good, and you see yourself as participating in the good and good coming to you, then you're gonna see more opportunities. Whereas if you see the world as a pretty unfair place and a pretty awful place, and you don't believe that you're getting your fair due, then you're not gonna see the opportunities. You're only going to see the places where you're losing. And you're not gonna see the opportunities to stop what you're losing. I get it. Okay. All right, Ernest. I'm with you so far. All right, so let's see what the concept of a successful person is. Could we see the mentality of a successful person, we should find the imprint of success written in bold letters across the doorway of their consciousness. The successful person is sure of themselves, sure of what they are doing, certain of the outcome of their undertaking. As such, gathers more as like attracts like. So success breeds greater success. And conviction is attended by certainty. The whole teaching of Jesus is to have faith and to believe. He placed a greater value on faith and belief than on any individual who was ever taught spiritual truth. We are to believe in ourselves because we have first penetrated the invisible cause back of the real self. We are here to have absolute faith in our work because we have positive conviction of the inner provider power, which enables, I'm in a little bit of a flare and it makes reading difficult. Okay, let me go back. Because we have positive conviction in the inner power, which enables us to do this work. Oh, when I say a little bit of a flare, my eyes are really dry, and And I know that they're extra dry because my lips are like, they're burning. And when my eyes are really dry, it makes reading hard. So let me get back at this because it's really good material and I don't want to miss out on it. All right. I also don't want to read monotone and be all kinds of crazy. But to those who believe only in failure, the law comes in corresponding measure, measuring back to them the logical outcome of their beliefs. In other words, what Jesse would say is if you believe it works, it works by working. If you believe it doesn't work, it works by not working for you. All right. This habitual failure bears across the threshold of their thought an image of their inability to attain. The old law says that what little they have shall be withdrawn because they have learned the lesson of life until they have learned the lesson of life in action. Each should train themselves and do so consciously to conceive of themselves as a success. Sailing on that boundless sea of livingness upon whose bosom we are all carried forward, we should go from success to greater success. All thoughts of failure or depression must be erased from the mentality, and positive thoughts of the achievement should take their place. Have faith in God, in life, and in your fellow people. Know that right is might. Get some degree of real conviction and stay with it. The cosmic mind is neither wishy-washy nor willy-nilly. It literally says that. Wishy-washy, willy-nilly. It is positive, certain of itself, and sure of the outcome. Okay, so that's what I thought he meant. It's like, you're gonna get what you believe. You don't get what you see, you get what you believe. And I said that a little while ago, a couple of days ago, when I was talking about one of my coworkers being raised in absolute fear of men, you know, and how I'm not, and how, you know, and there was this one time that I came in, I was at work and I was by myself, and I think they were electricians, and they had come down after one of the storms, and they were working in the area, and they were young men, you know, and I was in the store by myself, and at no time was I ever, there was only one moment that I was scared, and it was just, and they didn't do it on purpose. It just happened. They happened to have surrounded me. Okay. Because, you know, one was looking at one thing and one was looking at another thing, and they just, and in that one moment, I was afraid, but one of them moved, I moved, and that feeling went away, you know? And I think any human being probably would have felt that. It had, you know, so, but as a general rule, you know, the whole interaction was fine, you know, but then when he happened to be a man, showed up towards the end when the guys were, as they were, you know, buying their stuff and leaving, you know, he kind of freaked out. He's like, I'm sorry that I left you here by yourself. And I was like, I was fine. You know, I was fine. Did I admit to him that one moment of fear? No, because that would have just made him feel even worse than he already did. But that's what Ernest is talking about. And it's like, if the four of them had walked in the door and I would have been afraid, then our interactions would have been different. They probably wouldn't have purchased anything. They would have come in, looked around, and left, because I wouldn't have done my job, which was to ask them questions and help them find whatever it was that they were looking for. You know? That's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about. Because in the moment, I could operate from success because I'm good at my job. And I love what I do, and I love helping people. Whereas if I had been afraid when they walked in the door, you know, I would have stayed behind the counter. I wouldn't have come out and helped them. I wouldn't, you know, that's what Ernest is talking about. That Bible quote makes so much more sense now. Oh my goodness. I'm really glad I'm doing this. I'm learning a lot. I hope you're benefiting from it too. All right. But apparently we're going to leave that section. That's why I wanted to wait, because I knew I couldn't get through that. So, all right. So the seeing eye from Matthew 13:16. Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. What is it the eyes should see and the ear hear? Do not all people's eyes see and their ears hear? No. But few indeed, when looking, see, or listening, hear. And that is the truth. I know a whole lot of people who listen without, who hear without listening. And frequently, that's one of the things that I will tell my partner, because he'll be in another room and he'll be talking to me. And I will say, I can hear you, but I cannot understand you. Hang on, let me come to you. We are to see that spirit creates all things by the power of its own word, and that we are spiritual beings. We are to hear the inner voice of truth, which is ever proclaiming the freedom of all life, the eternal unity of God with people. It is useless for those who have never experienced this inner seeing or hearing to deny its reality. A person might as well say there is no meadow because they have never seen one. The world needs spiritual experience as it needs bread and butter. People need spiritual convictions as they need meat and drink. And with spiritual conviction comes all else. To those who have shall be given. Okay. And yeah. And it's interesting when I talk to people and I'm like, it's like we just watched the same event and we saw two totally different things. I will give you the Olympic opening as an example. I've talked to a few people. I don't talk about it widely, for the simple reason that I literally got attacked. You know, they jumped all over me about how awful it was, and I'm just going, did you and I watch the same thing? And then people who weren't even involved in the conversation were suddenly all offended. And I'm like, you know what? This is why we don't talk to each other. It's because if we say something, we might get verbally attacked. And it's like, and I'm not down for that. I'm not down for that. But that's exactly what I've noticed is like, okay, we both watched the same event, but we had two totally different experiences on it. Two totally different views on it. So, all right. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do two more and then I'll finish up. The kingdom and the mustard seed from Matthew 13:31 and 32. The kingdom of heaven is like a grain of mustard seed. From a knowledge of mental action, we know that a constructive idea planted or buried in the subjective mind tends to grow into a real condition. Jesus could not have chosen a more comprehensive way to illustrate his point. Okay, so what he's not telling you is a mustard seed is like it would be a dot on the tip of my finger. Mustard seeds are tiny, tiny, tiny little things. I've seen one, because somebody actually gave me a little jar of mustard seeds one time, which I may still have. But it grows into this enormous bush that's probably taller than I am. And I'm, over 5 feet, not much over 5 feet, but I'm over 5 feet. So that's what that is illustrating. It's like from this tiny little dot of a seed, this enormous bush grows. Okay. So it doesn't take much to grow into something real. And it doesn't take much to grow into something real good. And it doesn't take much to grow into something real bad. All right. So be aware of what specs you're planting. All right. So I'm going to end on this one. The kingdom is like leaven. This is where all of my baker's friends will know what I'm talking about because I don't bake. I do bake, but not bread. All right. From Matthew 13:33. The kingdom of heaven is like leaven. We know that thoughts planted in mind had the power to chemicalize, that's 1920s words, opposing ideas, and leaven the whole lump of subjectivity. In this way, ideas gradually permeate the mind and influence all thought and action. If the idea is of heaven, it will certainly bring about a heavenly state. Okay, so for those who don't bake, and don't ask me what leaven is because I don't know. It is an agent that causes bread to rise. If the bread does not rise, it will not be light, fluffy, and airy. And so that's what he's talking. And Emma uses the word chemicalize. So because basically what leavening does is you put leavening in the bread dough, and it causes it to fluff out, to rise. And so it makes a nice big, light, airy, fluffy, wonderful loaf of bread. If you don't put the leavening in, you end up with crackers. So, flat, dense, chewy. So what is it that you want? And so he's making the point that we need the leavening. Hang on, what did he call it? Let me go back. The kingdom is like leavening. Focus on what you want. Focus on what you want. And your convictions are the leavening that will cause what you want to rise. At least that's my interpretation. So, all right. I need to wrap this up. Oh, yeah, I definitely need to wrap this up. Okay, beloveds. So we'll start tomorrow with the on 452 with the pearl of great price. Well, that's a good place to start. Okay. Yeah. Hang on. Let me wrap this up. Housekeeping. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. An easy way to support the center is to engage with our social media. Go like, share, subscribe, follow, comment. It bumps us in the algorithms. If you want more information about the center, please email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact email. And if you haven't done that, check your spam filter. Or if you've done it and aren't seeing it, check your spam filter. Constant contact can be weird like that. Or go to the website, creativelife.org. Okay. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. We're on the downslide of the week. Get your stuff done day. Drink plenty of water day. Stay out of the direct sunlight day. Be aware of the heat day. Take care of business day. Cuddle your fur babies day. Go and listen to somebody. Don't just hear them day. Go see day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved expression of the divine. You are spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant light, a divine spark, or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godly. All right. So Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. And I'm going to mention this because if you haven't done it yet, you can go to that email, info@creativelife.org. The Sacred Activism starts tonight at 7 p.m. on Zoom, but you have to register for it and they have to send you a Zoom link. It is not an open thing. We are not posting that everywhere. But I think it's still at the top. It may still be pinned to the top of the page if you want to request the link. The ladies that are doing it are amazing. It's going to be awesome. So go and check that out. All right, beloveds. So I mentioned Reverend David, and then I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.